What's up, my dudes? boys, and boys. Damn, dude. Crazy night of Supercross. I was out of my chair at least 69 times, dude. It's pretty insane. What we're going to be talking about in this video specifically, I know there was a lot of crazy shit. You got Musquin's visor stuck on. You got Anderson down. You got something happened to Dylan Ferrandis. But in this video, we're just going to try to narrow it down to just the Cooper Webb not even needing handlebars to ride the bike, apparently. Cooper Webb riding around the track with one hand for multiple laps, skipping the whoop section every lap. And I think he would have continued to do this for the remainder of the main event had one of the AMA officials not pointed him off of the track. I know some of you guys might not have realized that actually happened, but one of the AMA officials did point Cooper Webb off of the track, and that's why he pulled off of the track. Thank God he pulled off of the track, because, dude, you cannot do that. I'm just going to say that right now. You cannot do what Cooper Webb tried to do. I was really confused that he even attempted to do that. I was like, is he really trying to ride that bike with one hand, skipping the whoop section every lap? Listen, AMA, I cannot believe you let Cooper Webb even do that for one lap. I'm genuinely shocked. Any more than one lap, that just shouldn't have happened. And you know, I get it. Cooper Webb's out there trying to get every point he can, right? If he can at least finish the race, that would be like an extra 2 or 3 points compared to all the other guys that crashed out. So I'm sure Webb was thinking that in his head, like, well, Anderson, I don't even know if he saw Anderson crash, but he obviously saw Sexton trying to get off the track with all that road rash, right? A little bit of back road rash. Shoo! Man. There's a lot of days I'm not envy of these pro Supercross racers, dude. There's a lot of days I'm like, thank God I'm not doing that shit. Even though it'd be a lot of fun, damn, these boys get injured a lot. One little lapse of judgment, just a little mistake. Cooper Webb just barely came up short on that triple in, and it slowed him up just enough to where Chase Sexton landed kind of right on the back and the side of him. Oh, man. So I know a lot of you guys might have that idea of like Cooper Webb did nothing wrong. He was just trying to finish the race. You know how in motocross, especially when you're growing up like amateur motocross, there's this mentality of like finish the race. Do whatever you can to finish the race. However you can finish that race. If your handlebars are bent up, broke, whatever you got to do, finish that motherfucking race, That's kind of drilled into everybody when they start racing, in the amateur ranks. And I was that way back in the day, too. When I raced, I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck. If I can get across that finish line, I'm going to get it. If my body can physically get across that finish line, I'm getting across that finish line. You know what I mean? But there's a point there that you reach. And I feel like Cooper Webb was 100% in this thing that I'm talking about here, where you actually pose more of a danger to the rest of the riders on the track to the point to where it's not even worth you staying out there on the track. You know what I mean? And I think Webb was well within that. I mean, holy shit, dogs. He couldn't even hang on with one of his arms. He was holding it up beside him like he broke his wrist. That right there, if you're riding a full lap with one hand and you have to literally go around the whoop section, like, get off of the track, bro. I hate to say this kind of shit to Cooper Webb because I love Webb and and I think a lot of people are kind of disguising the issue by acting as if Webb is just so amazing because he was trying to finish the race with one hand. And, we got to give Webb mad props just for trying to finish the race and trying to, doing every single thing he can just to get as many points as he can. Like that's this big, respectable thing. And it is a respectable thing to try to finish the race. nobody here is questioning like Webb's heart. You know what I mean? Nobody here is questioning how bad Webb wants it or how bad Webb's going to try to finish the race and how Webb's not a quitter. Like, nobody's even questioning that here. You know what I mean? That's not even the debate here. That's not even the question here. But I feel like a lot of people are kind of, they're excusing Webb's dangerous, really, let's just call it how, I always call it how I see it. You know, the Spency boy straight up tells the truth about it, no sugarcoating. Cooper Webb was posing a serious danger to all the other riders out there by trying to continue when he could only hang on with one hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, that trumps any sort of, you know, Webb trying to get maximum points or whatever kind of defense you try to make for it. It's too much of a danger to the rest of the riders when you can't even... I mean, let's just think about it for a second, okay? Webb came up just a micromillimeter short on that triple in, and that caused the wreck to begin with because he came up short and then Sexton jumped that triple in all the way and then landed on Webb. So, you know, let's just keep that in mind too. The whole reason Webb's even in that situation is because of making a mistake on a jump and then somebody landing on him. What do you think's going to happen when he only has one hand on the fucking handlebar and he's going around the whoop section every lap? He's totally skipping the whoop section every lap. Do you see what I'm saying there? Like, you just can't do that. That's the only thing I could think of the whole time I was seeing Webb. I literally thought Webb hit his head and he was like halfway cuckoo. You know how them boys, when they hit their head and they kind of try to get back up on the bike and they're all like jacked up, right? They just like automatically try to get on the bike from like mind muscle memory, even though their brain is like, their consciousness is like not even really there. That's what I actually thought was going on with Webb. And that's why he kept trying to go around the track just with one hand and skipping the whoop section. I was like, bro, Webb just must be completely out of his head or something. Must have hit his head. Webb hit his head, dude. Bro, Spency boy not trying to rap out here or anything, but that's seriously how stupid it really was. Like, I thought Webb wasn't even fully there conscious-wise, you know what I'm saying? And that's why he was still trying to go around the track with just one hand. You just simply can't do that, bruh. Really shocked that AMA even allowed him to do that for more than one lap. I don't even know how many laps they let him do that. I think they let him do it for like 4 or 5 laps. I mean, he was just almost about to be able to finish the race. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on this section. Let me just replay the Webb crash right here. But yeah, listen, guys, that's really at the end of the day what it is. It's like, it's not worth Webb trying to go around the track at a snail's pace with one fucking hand on the handlebars, skipping the whoop section because he can't even hang on to the bike. If you can't get across the whoops, if you're having to skip a specific section on the track, get off of the fucking track. Period. Get off of the fucking track. And I really felt like Webb would have known all of this. He would have known better than to do that. That's what I mean by, like, it seemed to me like Webb literally hit his head, and that's why he was even doing this in the first place. But I don't think he's come out to actually say that. You know, you can only hold on to those championship hopes for so long, and then you gotta realize what the hell's going on, dog. You know what I mean? You gotta realize you're posing a risk to everybody else on the track. AMA should have pulled him off the first fucking lap he did that. Right after the first lap he did that, they should have said, come on, get off of the track. You know? So either way, that's my opinion on it. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And it's not like, listen, like I say, nobody is questioning Webb's heart. He's got some of the most will-to-win heart, never give up mentality of any of them boys out there. Nobody's even like denying that or questioning that, or like, we all know that about Webb. You know what I mean? That's not even like a thing here. But still, nonetheless, when you can't hang on to the handlebar at all with one of your hands, and then you skip a particular section on the track every single lap, you're too injured to continue. You know what I mean? You're too injured to roll around the track and try to get maximum points at that point. You got to at least be able to get across the obstacles. That's my kind of logic to it. If you can't even get across one of the obstacles without having to skip that part of the track every lap, I don't give a shit what you have going on. I don't even care if you're not injured. If you're like you happen to make it into the night show and you're like a really slow 250 guy and you try to start skipping the whoop section even though you're hanging on to the bike with both hands, but you have to skip the whoop section because you feel like you're going to crash in it every lap, but you're still trying to finish the race, I would still say AMA should pull somebody off for that. Even if they were hanging on with both hands, but they had to skip a certain section on the track every lap, I would still say AMA should get involved in that. Bro, I'm going to crash on this section every fucking lap, apparently, boys. Let's not talk about it. You know what I mean? I know there's a quad right there. That's why I keep getting confused because I'm trying to hit that split lane quad. But you boys know what I'm saying, though. Like, even if Cooper Webb was hanging on with both hands and he didn't have enough strength to get the bike through the whoops and he had to skip the whoops every lap, they should have pulled him off just for that right there alone. But on top of all that, he wasn't even hanging on to the bike with both hands everywhere else on the track. So even more of a reason to pull him off of the track. Really, at Webb's caliber, being a two-time Supercross champ, you cannot be doing that right there, bruh. You cannot be doing that right there, bruh. That is dangerous. He was basically in a nutshell rolling all of the jumps, just rolling around the entire track. You just can't do it, bro. You can't do it at that high of a level. Everybody else on the track is going so fast. They're hitting the jumps. If you're not hitting the jumps, you're posing a big risk to somebody not seeing you or landing on you or hitting you when you try to get back on the track, skipping the whoop section every lap. This just simply shouldn't have even been able to happen for more than one lap right here. I'm not sure what AMA was doing per se. I don't know if they thought Webb was going to be able to get his hands back on both of the handlebars and really get going again, and he was going to try to start hitting the whoops again. Maybe that's what AMA thought. I'm not really sure why it took him so long to pull him off or point him off of the track, but listen, this is no disrespect to Webb. It's just a straight up calling it how I see it, bro. You cannot do that. So anyways, the T-Sipper predictor crashing all... Whoa, boys, here we go again. Dude, I swear to God, I don't know what I'm doing in that rhythm section. Either way, I'll get it here one of these laps. It is tricky trying to talk while you're riding around these Supercross tracks, but yeah, so I know Webb put on his social media that he does expect to be back at the next round. I think Sexton is for sure going to be there at the next round. So even though that was a really crazy crash, we should still see both of these guys in the next round. But yeah, this was just really weird. And the whole time I was watching this happen in the actual race, I was like, you can't do that. That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, what is Webb doing? You cannot do that. Get off of the track, bro. You're too hurt. Get off of the track, bro.